Welcome back, Happy Fabricators. Today we're going to talk about welding dual shield with the Prime Weld MIG 180 and the capabilities that it has doing so. More specifically, I've had a lot of questions of people asking me if it will run 045 dual shield, and I don't know because I've never tried it. I have ran 035 dual shield, and so we're going to show you the 035 dual shield first since it's loaded up in the machine already, and then we're going to switch things out and do some 045 dual shield and see how it performs, see how thick a material we can get with one pass, let you know the results. Okay, so to start off with the 035 wire here, I've got the machine set to, it's an analog machine, so this is the older model, the newer ones are digital, but I think we're set to about 21.5 to 22 volts, and then wire speed is like probably around 490 to 500 inches a minute. Our test piece here, we've got some 1/4 inch steel to 1/8 inch, and I'm just gonna do kind of a groove fillet weld here. With the Flux core, I like to do kind of a pulling motion. I feel like you get less worm trails that way. Okay, it's not looking too bad. Let it cool off for a hot second so we can scrape it and see what we got. Yeah. It's a pretty good little weld there. I was chasing over onto the 1/4 inch here and I totally wandered off to the side at the end there. I need to change the lens in my helmet. So that was totally user error, but it wet in pretty well into the 1/4 inch side. I was trying to keep most of the heat over on the 1/4 inch side there, and I went a little too far on the last part, but pretty good. I'm gonna do one more on this and then we'll switch it over to 045. It's like I had a little bit of a cold start there. Probably should have hit that with a torch real quick before I started into that. But that does not look too shabby. That looks pretty good. So that's 1/4 to 1/4 035 wire, same settings. So I'm about 21, 22 volts and about 500 inches a minute. So now that we got those results, I'm pretty happy with that, but we are in the upper end of the settings for this machine. So I'm gonna switch it over to 045 and we'll see if it can carry the current. Who knows, it might do it just fine because that larger wire is gonna have a higher deposition rate and it's gonna flow that extra amperage, so it might actually just be fine. Or we might not have enough range for the power that this machine can put out, and we will find that out shortly. Let's get everything switched over. Okay, so we got everything switched out to the 045 wire and we're gonna run some passes here. First off, I've got some more 1/4 inch material and then we're gonna bump up if the machine will take it. We'll see up to some more like 3/8 material and just see how it does. So far I bumped the machine up to about 24 volts and I pretty much have the wire speed maxed at its 550 inches per minute. So there we go. I stopped in the center of that one. I have a couple worm tracks in there, unfortunately, but it's wetting out pretty decent. I can definitely tell the difference between this and the MIG 285. There's definitely more power in the MIG 285, but it seems to be wetting out okay. Jump up to some 3/8 material. See what she can do with that. So that's a single pass. I stopped in the middle of it. There's another single pass. There's another single pass. That's on, whoops, hot. That's on 1/2 inch to 3/8 plate. And this one is some 1/4 to 1/4, and I was just piling it on there just to see what it would do. I'll say it's definitely not the MIG 285. It definitely doesn't have the juice that machine has, but I think it can be done with the MIG 185. My sweet spot settings for the 045 was right about 24 volts and just under maxed out on the machine, so like 540 inches a minute, and that's what I was doing this 1/2 inch to 3/4, or 1/2 inch to 3/8, excuse me, with in the single pass, and it was coming out pretty good. This little gun is definitely not quite made for that much heat, but the newer machines have the Tweco style torch, which is larger. This is an old machine. I think I've been running this one for, I don't know, a little over 4 years, I think. It's been a great little machine. But the newer ones have a couple things going for them. They have the newer Tweco torches, so they're a little more robust. And then also the power and ground cord. Definitely the power cord is the next gauge up. They bumped up the size of the supply wire to the welder. So that's gonna give it the benefit of the doubt regardless. Also, this was all done, plugged into 220 outlet. None of it was done on a 110 outlet. This machine is dual voltage, so it'll do 110 or 220. And I didn't even try it on a 110. I don't think it would run 045 on a 110. I mean, it might, but I mean, the math isn't really in its favor for doing that, nor in its favor for tripping the breakers on my outlets, because 110 outlets are only 20 amps, and running 045, I imagine it's drawing that plus. So hopefully that answered your questions. I've got another video I'm going to pop up right here of tips and techniques for using this MIG welder. So if you guys want to learn more about this machine, go ahead and check that out. And in that video, I go through some techniques using 110 and 220 on a variety of different thicknesses of materials. So if you think that could be helpful, check that out. Also, if you want to see the series for my table saw welding table, I'll leave that down in the description as well. This has been a great DIY addition to the shop, and it's something that you can get in the door with on a budget. And as always, go build something, guys.